Welcome back to the news at 10. The people of Rivers State can now look forward to enjoying festive periods, particularly for their leisure and relaxation. That's because the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, has commissioned the Port Harcourt Pleasure Park in the state capital as part of activities to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the state. The former governor, Pt.3, who was in attendance, said the event is coming at a time when the state government intends to make the park a tourism hub in Nigeria and in West Africa.
The Port Harcourt Pleasure Park in Rivers State. Sitting on 17 hectares of land of Port Harcourt, the state capital, it's indeed a sight to behold. Before now, it was a slum where hoodlums made it their hideout for their criminal activities, until it was given to a construction company, which then transformed it to what it is today.
It was actually His Excellency who was the project manager. He was every day, once or twice, sometimes even in the night. He came here to inspect, to advise and to give direction.
There are a lot to describe, but for the children, there are 3 playgrounds here. A lot of people have talked about how His Excellency has helped, but I can tell you, at design, it was 1 playground. But on his several visits here, he approved 2 more playgrounds that can have about 50 kids playing at the same time with several facilities inside of the park.
To commemorate his 2nd-year anniversary in office, the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike tells his own story about the park.
I must first of all thank the former brigade commander, who is no longer here, Brigadier General Olabegi. So I must thank him. He's no longer here today as a brigade commander, but he gave me this idea, and God will bless him.
Be a part of
the first of its kind in Rivers State. And before the park is commissioned, the governor also recognizes the mentoring role played by one of his predecessors, Dr. Peter Odili.
Today, the 26th of May, to the glory of God and to the happiness of Rivers State.
This project is going to do 2 things, if not more. Help you to sustain this unique edifice. The second leg of the second arm of what this place will do is that it will attract tourists. And
the park is now officially open for use. But it's not free though, as a token will have to be paid by all visitors to help in the maintenance of this huge facility. The pleasure park has several features which prominently include a parking lot for about 150 cars, a climbing tower, a restaurant and an artificial lake with 10 pedal boats, to name a few. The people are optimistic. It will aid in making Rivers State a wonderful place for relaxation and tourism.
I'm going to toss it over to Ibrahim Adra in Abuja, who has more on the news at 10. Hi, Ibrahim.
Many thanks indeed, Amarachi. Now, the acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, today paid a surprise visit to Garki Market in Abuja as part of activities marking the 2nd anniversary of the Muhammadu Buhari administration. The visit attracted a large crowd of traders and others who were in the market to buy one item or the other, as the acting president interacted with traders to get first-hand knowledge of the cost of the goods. Osinbajo was accompanied to the market by the Minister of State for Trade and Investment, Aisha Abubakar, and other senior presidential aides. The acting president's special assistant on media told journalists after the visit that he went there to interact with Nigerians. The Cross River State government is calling on government at all levels as well as the private sector to join hands in making the state a better one, devoid of political and religious sentiments, even as it looks forward to marking its 50th anniversary. Deputy Governor of the state, Evara Esu, made the call at an interdenominational service to kick-start the event in Calabar, the state capital.
Cross River State is celebrating 50 years of its existence. Clergy, political office holders, traditional rulers and other dignitaries are attending this interdenominational service to mark the occasion. Different administrations have run Cross River State, and it's been no mean feat holding it together. Archbishop Edra Upo admonishes the gathering on the essence of being thankful. Cross River Deputy Governor says the government has raised the bar in all facets of the state's economy with the adoption of the international standards, keeping the dreams of the state's founding fathers alive.
In agriculture, we have easily the largest producer of cassava in the country. Even though we are not in Western region, we are the second producers of cocoa. And even as we speak, the drive we are making is that before too long, we will be #1 in cocoa production in the country. We are doing well in rice production as well. So we have cause to thank God. The Ben Ayade administration is working very hard in the area of industrialization.
Cross River, a state in south-south Nigeria, was created on the 27th of May 1967 from part of the former Eastern region and was known as the Southeastern State until 1976 when it adopted its present name. The state originally included what is now Akwa Ibom State. Since democratic rule returned to Nigeria in 1999, the state has had 3 civilian governors, Donald Duke, Leah Limoke, and the present administration led by Governor Ben Ayade.
We now return to our Lagos studios where Emana is standing by for business news.
Welcome to Business News. Nigeria's former Minister of Environment, who is now Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Mrs. Amina Mohammed, has hinted that Nigeria plans to launch its delayed green bond within a few weeks. Mrs. Mohammed told Reuters that proceeds from the sovereign bond, which is expected to raise about 20 billion naira from its first tranche, would be used to fund renewable energy, transport and agriculture projects. The former minister who initiated the bond while she was in office says its issue had been postponed from an initial date at the end of March because the country's budget had to be passed first. And reinforced by gains from major stocks, the Nigerian equities markets leapt by some 210 basis points, sailing past 29,000 points on Friday. BC Adebayo tells us more.
It's a roaring Friday to a bullish trading week that started on Tuesday as the Central Bank of Nigeria keeps all interest rates unchanged. Investors' demand for bellwether stocks like Dangote Cement and banking stocks rallied the all-share index a whopping 2.1%, raised it above the 29,000 mark for the first time in 2017. Total market capitalization also jumped to 10.04 trillion naira. Positive sentiments by investors result in 33 stocks gaining, while 20 loses. FBNH was the highest gainer with over 10%, followed by Owando and GT Bank. Mobil, Learn Africa and NACO were the top decliners. Bank stocks dominated the volume table, with Diamond Bank taking the lead with 204.11 million shares. Friday's session saw a higher volume of 725.54 million shares, worth 5.71 billion naira in 4,435 deals. And that's it on the stock market reports. I am BC Adebayo.
The United States equity market opened mixed on Friday, and the S&P index and other indices maintained improved sentiments. While the losses arising from the Russian investigations had since been paired by gains coming on the heels of President Trump's international tour, part of the improvement is also attributed to the commendable earnings released by listed companies. Here's VOA Channels TV correspondent Jill Malandrino with more details.
It's been quite an earnings season. Companies in the S&P posted average earnings per share growth of 15.4% and average revenue growth of 8.4%. That's according to research firm CFRA. For the second quarter, Wall Street consensus estimate on earnings is 6.4% and 5.7% on the revenue side of the ledger. To close out first quarter, 10 of the 11 sectors saw year-over-year gains, and 73% of companies beat estimates. Now, the biggest market drag, if you can call anything a drag on the broader market, was energy, with oil falling over 5% as OPEC delivered in line with expectations for a 9-month extension to production cuts. OPEC agreed is expected to prolong its production cutback by 9 months at the Vienna meeting. Now, turning to the trading week ahead, Thursday kicks off the start of June, and I think it could be an interesting month. The June 14th FOMC meeting, where markets are looking for another rate hike, is just 2 days before June options expiration, which is a quad-witching expiration. In addition, the S&P and Russell indices rebalance at the close on Friday, so it could make for some very interesting high-volume trading. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jill Malandrino, and this is VOA Channel's Business News.
Let's now switch gears to the global markets proper, where it was mixed grill for most of the stocks we track. That's it on Business News tonight. I'm Imana Amawe. It's back to Amarachi.
Thanks, Imana. It's been partying all the way for over 100,000 children in Lagos, Abuja, Ogun, Ondo, Oyo and Edo states. A party courtesy of Duffel Primal Foods PLC, makers of Indomie, was organized as part of activities to mark the 2017 Children's Day. At the Apapa Amusement Park in Lagos, almost 5,000 children had fun on several rides and other pleasurable activities.
Droves of children from different schools arrived for the 2017 Indomie Children's Fan Club Party. There's lots of fun to be had, and they get right into it.
I've been up to singing, playing with indomitable people. I love their music, I love their style, I love what they do.
I've never gone to a place like this. This is the best place I've ever been to in my life.
I don't think Indomie should stop this party because people are having lots of fun.
Owing to the large number of children participating in the event, the company has decentralized the celebration, not minding the cost.
Of course, before we used to have about 10,000, 12,000, but of course they always come from a very distant location. You can imagine Ekpe, Badagry, Igondo and all the likes trying to come into this center to have fun. So we said, okay, yes, we'll create other centers closer to these people, and that is what we have done.
These are the children who also eat our brand, and the brand is not actually consigned on the expense. Our consign mostly is on the smiles we put on the faces of these children.
Elsewhere on the premises, a talent hunt is on. And the winning school gets a check of 150,000 naira. The runners-up make away with 100,000 naira, while there are lots of consolation prizes to go round.
Aren't they adorable? 5 new entrepreneurs have emerged and have won the 3 million naira grants at this year's Diamond Bank Build Entrepreneur Today Bet6 initiative. The participants were selected from a group of 50 young entrepreneurs who pitched various business ideas, underwent a sponsored business support training by Diamond Bank before being announced winners. The bank says support for small business is at the core of its DNA.